Yorùbá ló jẹ́ wá lógún àsìkò títọ́. Ìṣọ̀kan Yorùbá ló jẹ́ wá lógún àsìkò títọ́. Àìpọ̀ ọmọ ejò ló jẹ́ ejò níyà ló ń fi ikú pa wọ́n òye o. Tọ́ka bá ṣíwájú o, tèrè ti paramọ́lẹ̀ tó tún bá tẹ̀lé. Ọlọ́dẹ náà dá tá lójú kọ wọ́n, ètè ló máa bá wọn. Tọmọ Ọ̀yọ́ bá tẹ̀ lọ́mọ Ògùn, tọmọ Oǹdó bá tẹ̀ lọ́mọ Èkìtì, tọmọ Kogi àtọmọ Kwara, tán bá fún ṣọ̀kan wọn kò ló má dẹ̀rọ̀. Gbogbo ẹgbẹ́ ta ní pátá tó jẹ́gbẹ́ Yorùbá ti bá ní máa dàgbọ́ ilé aṣù. Ilé àmọ́ tó dàpọ̀ gan tó jọ́pọ̀ dùdúwà torí oríṣiríṣi ẹgbẹ́ ó wà. Òmìnira ló yẹ wá kó dẹ̀ máa tẹ̀ wá lọ́wọ́ bàbá ṣe ra wa lóṣooṣù ọwọ́. Ìṣọ̀kan Yorùbá, òmìnira Yorùbá ló jẹ́ wá lógún òwe. Ìṣọ̀kan Yorùbá, òmìnira Yorùbá ló jẹ́ wá lógún. Ṣàníjì lórúkọ tèmi ṣòkòtò. Òmìnira Yorùbá ló jẹ́ wá lógún.
Omoboriowo Media, ìkànnì tó kún fọ́pọ́ pẹ̀lú òye. Omoboriowo Media, àròjinlẹ̀ ìkànnì. Omoboriowo Media, tó ń ti gbáǹkọ́gbì ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń ta ní jí. Omoboriowo Media, fáwọn ètò àgbọ́fikọ́gbọ́n. Omoboriowo Media, ètò ọrọ̀ ajé. Omoboriowo Media, àṣà àti ìṣe Yorùbá pọ́nbélé. Omoboriowo Media, orin ilẹ̀ wa. Omoboriowo Media, eré ìgbàlódé. Omoboriowo Media, iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀. Omoboriowo Media, ètò ọ̀gbìn. Omoboriowo Media, àti eré ayò. Omoboriowo Media, bó sì lálẹ́. Omoboriowo Media, bó jẹ́ lọ́sàn-án. Omoboriowo Media, ìyálẹ̀ta tàbí nídàjí. Omoboriowo Media, àti ọmọdé àti àgbà tó bá ti jòyè. Gbogbo oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́ àti akọ̀wé, ọmọ ẹ̀kọ́ṣẹ́ àti ọmọ ilé-ìwé tó fẹ́ mọ tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ káàkiri àgbáńlá ayé. Ẹ máa wo Omoboriowo Media, Omoboriowo Media, Omoboriowo Media. Ẹ máa wò ó, 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 ẹ máa wò Omoboriowo Media. Fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé síwájú sí i tàbí tẹ́ ẹ bá ní nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ ká bá yín polówó, ẹ lè kàn sí wa látòrí +971 503 430 843 tàbí +234 803 438 5089. Omoboriowo Media, ìkànnì tó dúró tán fáṣeyọrí ọmọ Yorùbá pátápátá.
This is good news to all. But first of all, write this number down. 1-845-293-8937. You will get through to Divine Travels and Tours. They help you process and obtain USA work permit visa, tourism and visiting visa, vacation and cruising.
Wow!
The USA work permit visa allows you to legitimately work anywhere in USA once you arrive.
Interesting.
Call Divine Travel Center, New York, USA on 1-845-293-8937 or send email to Divine Travels Tours 5@gmail.com. Divine Travels and Tours is tested, trusted, and reliable.
Ọba tó dá èmi tó dá ẹ̀yin, ọba tó ní wá tó mà wá, ọba tó ṣẹ̀dá ẹnìkọ̀ọ̀kan wa. Ọba yìí òun náà ni èmi àti yín yóò máa fi ọpẹ́ àti ìyìn wa fún lọ́jọ́ tòní, torí pé nínú ọlọ́pẹ́ òun náà ni èmi àti yín òun náà ni àjọ wa lọ́jọ́ tòní. A sì máa dúpẹ́, a sì máa fi ọpẹ́ fún Ọlọ́run àwọn Ọlọ́run. Orúkọ tèmi padà Omoboriowo òun náà ni èmi ń jẹ́. Ètò yìí à ń ṣe lórí Yorùbá World Media, bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé lórí studio Omoboriowo Media òun náà ni a ti ń transmit sí orí Yorùbá World Media. Ó ṣe pàtàkì torí pé ó yẹ ká ti ṣe ṣáájú àkókò yìí. Bàbá Akintoye àwọn ni wọ́n kọ ìwé kan sí ìran Fúlàní kan èyí tí ó ń gbógun ti olóyè Sunday Igboho. Bàbá kọ ìwé sí Professor Bololo ni wọ́n kọ ìwé sí látàrí fídíò èyí tí arákùnrin ọ̀hún tó ti fi bo olóyè Sunday Igboho tó sì ní kí ìjọba kí wọ́n fi ọwọ́ òfin gbé. Ìwé tí bàbá kọ yìí òun náà ni tí a máa kà fúnra wa ń bí lónìí. Tí a bá wá rí ẹnikẹ́ni tí ó bá ní ìbéèrè, ẹ dákun nọ́mbà tí ẹ lè pè sí òun náà ni ó wà ní ojú máwòrán yìí. Àwa rọ̀ yín gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ wò wá lórí Omoboriowo Media, ẹ bá wa share ẹ̀yin tí ẹ wò wá lórí Yorùbá World Media náà bákan náà ẹ bá wa share ní èdè Ìgbò. Òun ni bàbá kọ ìwé ọ̀hún tí wọ́n sì kí ọ̀wé ọ̀hún láti fi jẹ́ kí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà mọ̀ pé lóòótọ́ ohun tí Professor Gololo tó sọ yìí irọ́ tó jìnnà sóòótọ́ òun náà ni tó sọ ọ̀hún. Ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá wá nílò ẹ̀dàwé ọ̀hún ẹ lè kàn sí mi tàbí kí ẹ kàn sí gbogbo Yorùbá World Media pátápátá ni a ní ẹ̀dàwé ọ̀hún lání ní ọwọ́. Bàbá sọ wípé the war by Fulani leaders against Sunday Igboho need to stop now. Written by Professor Banji Akintoye, the leader of Yoruba self-determination movement. Bàbá pè ní yesterday January 5 ní ẹgbẹ́ sọ́nà ló ti yẹ ká ti ṣe ti pẹ́ lápẹ́ wọ́n wá dí bákan náà ní 2025. I witnessed a video showing an important Fulani leader, Professor Gololo, screaming on a voice message against Sunday Igboho, a prominent leader of the Yoruba self-determination struggle. Professor Gololo was like many other Fulani notable before him, might and mind to paint Sunday Igboho as a criminal whom the federal government should arrest and detain. Professor Gololo attack on Sunday Igboho were so harsh and so lacking in truth that I have decided to make the truth available to him. I need to say that in putting this true information forward, I am not acting in any spirit of anger or malice. I just believe that every prominent citizen of Nigeria needs to have the truth as the basis of its public pronouncement in the interest of us all. Professor Gololo think that seeking for self-determination for one's nation is a crime. This highly educated patriotism of ours is gloriously wrong in that field. Demanding self-determination for one's nation is entirely in accordance with the provision of the international law and the Nigerian law. The United Nations Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous People affirm that indigenous peoples have the right to self-determination, and that members of an indigenous people have the right to seek to retrieve their nation's self-determination from the country that their nation currently belong to, provided that they do it without violence or destructiveness. The African Charter of Women and People's Rights fully affirm exactly the same now, since Nigeria is a member of the United Nations and the African Union and a signatory to these two international laws. Both laws are part of the law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Former Nigerian President Buhari, speaking at the United Nations General Assembly in 2016 and 2017, acknowledged that if any nation in Nigeria seek self-determination peacefully through a peaceful organization, then the Nigerian state will have no other option than to negotiate with such a nation. President Buhari even added that it is immoral to deny self-determination to any nation that peacefully seek it. Therefore, since the Yoruba self-determination struggle is well known to be an afforded and consistently peaceful and a law-abiding movement, Sunday Igboho, as a leader of it is breaking no law of Nigeria. No activities in the struggle for Yoruba self-determination and the separation from Nigeria is breaking any law. As Professor Gololo may not know, the Yoruba self-determination struggle published an annual in 2020 to guide activities of the struggle and to inform it is Yoruba people and the rest of the world about its choice in part to the self-determination of the Yoruba nation. Copies of this manual titled Yoruba Nation Choosing the Noble Path to its Noble Goal. Title tí bàbá sọ bí ètò bá ó ṣe jọ máa bí a ó ṣe gba òmìnira bó ṣe lọ náà nìyí. The title Yoruba Nation Choosing the Noble Path to its Noble Goal was sent to the President of Nigeria and its Secretary, to the Secretary General of the United Nations. In response to Professor Gololo's massively fairly attack against Sunday Igboho on social media, the highest organ of the Yoruba self-determination struggle has directed that the manual be forwarded this mentioned plan that a copy must be made to reach Professor Gololo. I said this, Yosiri. The following is the background story to Sunday Igboho intervention in Igagan in 2021. The intervention that make Professor Gololo and other Fulani notable lately set against Sunday Igboho, the northern western province of the Yoruba homeland, the area of Yewa, Ibarapa, and Okeogun, has also been a peaceful rural area and the home of every productive Yoruba farmers about 2010. A certain citizen of the province named Fatai Aborode returned from the abroad after many years of study in Germany, after obtaining a doctorate degree in engineering, and after an impressive professional career. On arrival back home, Dr. Aborode started a large modern farm, which at the peak of the source by 2020 employ as many as 320 workers of various specialization and grade. From 2015, large number of the Fulani began to descend to the area immediately, killing, mailing, raping, kidnapping, extorting, ransom, destroying farm seed, and village, horrible wrecking all piece of the security. They even had a coordinator, their appointed chieftains with the title of Sheriki. The reign of the terror was a fierce, and even the urbans of the area live in fear of the Fulani Sheriki Walamayen. One of the Fulani group who once kidnapped a daughter of one of the Oba, and they held her for many days in the bush until a large ransom was raised and paid by the Oba. On December 12, 2020, a group of heavily armed Fulani men ambushed Dr. Aborode's car on the public road near his farm, killed him, and fiercely mounted his body in the public ostrich. That followed. Another citizen of the area a young man named Sunday Adeyemo, better known as Sunday Igboho, who lived in the city of Ibadan, decided to do something about the situation. On January 8, 2021, taking some youth with him and respondibly asking for the police protection for him and his group. Sunday Igboho headed for the town of Igaga, the reported headquarters of the Fulani Cherokee. In the 10th village, after 10th village on his way, large crowd of youth across the joined his group, and so too did many policemen. By the time he reached Igaga, the following had swelling of over 3,000 youth. He found the Cherokee surrounded by a gang of many Fulani militant men, with AK-47 rifle. As Sunday Igboho stood before the Cherokee, one of the Cherokee militant men shot at him. It true, shot at him, but he waved his shot aside, and the claim continued to address the Cherokee. He informed the Cherokee that the people of the area wanted all the Fulani to leave their area in the interest of peace. There was no violence in his word or action, and the police were there observing the situation. The Cherokee did not argue before Sunday Igboho left. He advised the Cherokee and his crowd of killers and kidnappers to leave area within 7 days. When he came back 7 days later with his large following, the Cherokee and Fulani marauders and fled from the province. Sunday Igboho became an instant national hero among the Yoruba people. This was written by Professor Banji Akintoye. The title, it is the Fulani War against Sunday Igboho needs to stop now. But instantly too, the Fulani people of all rank, including even the Fulani in the highest peak of the Nigerian federal government in Igaga, became an unbearable Fulani failure, and Sunday Igboho became the Fulani's number one enemy, an enemy that must be eliminated, The reason for their furiousness against Sunday Igboho is that since the late 1990, Fulani leaders from the Nigeria had been busy mobilizing Fulani leaders from all over the West African, and together they have held many meetings and had ultimately decided that their Fulani nation that had never owned a own land must now own a own land, must choose Nigeria as the homeland that Allah has given to the Fulani, and must use force to seize the homeland from the indigenous people of the Nigerian, convert all into the Fulani homeland. This Fulani agenda quickly resulted in hundreds of Fulani hideouts all over the Yoruba forest. Of this Fulani secret seizure of Yoruba land, their settlement in the Oke-Ogun area was the most successful, with Igaga as its center. Sunday Igboho's explosion of the Fulani from Igaga and the street was therefore a big blow to the Fulani agenda. For months, high rank of Fulani citizens went to visit Igaga and neighboring town as if they were mourning for the Fulani failures there. Since Sunday Igboho had committed one crime, they could not get him arrested by the Fulani-led federal government of Nigeria, but they broadened over other options. Meanwhile, Sunday Igboho's firm and support among the Yoruba people bloomed in May 2021. The Yoruba self-determination struggle embarked on massive rally across the Yoruba land to promote their struggle with Sunday Igboho as a leader of the rallies. The rallies turned out to be the biggest massive rally over the Nigerian history. The rally started in Ibadan, where a crowd of 1.3 million people participated, and went to Abeokuta, Osogbo, Akure, and Ado-Ekiti, with the huge crowd increasing at every stage. At Ado-Ekiti, at the largest crowded of number, about 3.1 million people. Each of the rallies were wonderful, orderly, and peacefully. Nobody was cautioned or arrested by the police. Nobody was wounded, and no property was destroyed or was damaged. Rally tá wá ṣe nígbà náà, ilé tá ṣe l'Óṣogbo ni, tá ṣe n'Íbàdàn ni, l'Ado-Ekiti ni, l'Ekiti ni, kò sí èèyàn kan tó kù, kò sí èèyàn kan tí wọ́n pa, kò sí ilé tá jó. That rally was the most peaceful rally, and then the people turned out in number. Nothing less than 3.1 million people. Youth turned out to support the Sunday Igboho at that time. Then, on July 4th, 2021, ọjọ́ burúkú, ọjọ́ mọ́ni gbàgbé, ọjọ́ tó ní agbára jù nínú ìran Yorùbá, ọjọ́ tá a kà tá a lè kìtà tán, ọjọ́ tá a kì tá a lè kì tán, ọjọ́ tá a pè lórúkọ tá a lè sọrúkọ tá a pè tán, ọjọ́ tó ní agbára nínú àwọn ọjọ́, ọjọ́ tó le nínú àwọn ọjọ́, ọjọ́ tó jẹ́ wípé ọmọ ń pè ìyá ò lè dá ọmọ lóhùn, ọjọ́ tí ọmọ ń pè bàbá tí bàbá gan ò lè fọhùn, ọjọ́ tí ẹ̀gbọ́n ń pè àbúrò ṣùgbọ́n tí ò lè dáhùn, ọjọ́ tí oníkálukú ń pera wọn ṣùgbọ́n tí ò sẹ́ni tí ò dá oníkálukú lóhùn, ọjọ́ tá a rí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọjọ́ ogun, ọjọ́ tá a rí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọjọ́ ọjà, ọjọ́ tá a rí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọjọ́ wàhálà, ọjọ́ tá a rí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọjọ́ mọ́ni gbàgbé, ọjọ́ tí ọmọ ń ké tí ìyá ò lè rẹ̀ lẹ́kún, ọjọ́ tí ìyá ń ké tí bàbá náà ò sì lè rẹ̀ lẹ́kún, ọjọ́ tí kálukú ń wojú ara wọn wípé níbo ni ó wá gbégbà, báwo la ṣe ṣe, ọ̀nà wo la gbégbà, ọjọ́ tí ò sí ẹnikẹ́ni tó lè ṣàánú, ọjọ́ tó jẹ́ wípé Olódùmarè ọba tó dá ẹnìkọ̀ọ̀kan nìkan la láàánú, ọjọ́ tí Lady K ń pariwo wípé wọ́n ti dé, ẹ dákun ẹ gbà wá, wọ́n ti dé, ẹ dákun ẹ jọ wá, ọjọ́ tí oníkálukú ń pariwo, ọjọ́ tí igbe ń fọhùn, ọjọ́ tí àrá ń sán, ọjọ́ tí òjò ń kù lẹ̀lẹ̀lẹ̀lẹ̀, ọjọ́ tí ariwo ń fọhùn ní mẹ́ta ní mọ̀ọ́yá, ọjọ́ tí ìyá ń sunkún tí ò sì lè rẹ́ mọ́, ọjọ́ tó burú, ọjọ́ tó ga, ọjọ́ tá a lè gbàgbé, ọjọ́ tá a mọ̀ wí, tá a mọ̀ sọ, ọjọ́ tá a mọ̀ ròyìn, ọjọ́ tí ò mọ̀ jẹ́ ọjọ́ tí èmi àti ẹ ò mọ̀ sọ wípé ní ọjọ́ yìí ìran Fúlàní dóró, nǹkan báyìí, àṣà báyìí ni wọ́n dá, ọjọ́ tí wọ́n dóró tí wọn ò mọ̀ póró ni wọ́n dá, ọjọ́ tí wọ́n ṣèkà tí wọ́n tún tẹsẹ̀ mọ́rìn, ọjọ́ tí wọ́n ṣe wípé òjọ́ báyìí òun náà ni olúwere àmọ́ pani ni, ọjọ́ tí wọ́n ṣe bí wípé àníṣe ẹni táwọn ń lé yìí, ẹni táwọn fẹ́ pa yìí, àwọn ti rẹ́yìn ẹ̀ tí wọn ò mọ̀ wípé ẹ̀dá tí èèyàn kan ò lè pa tàbí ẹ̀dá tẹ́nìkan ò lè mú, Olódùmarè ọba nìkan ló sì lè mú, tàbí kí n sọ wípé ọjọ́ tí Ọlọ́run ò bá ti sọ wípé ikú dé, ṣùgbọ́n tí ikú ọ̀hún tó yẹ̀gẹ̀rẹ̀ tó yẹ̀bàrá lórí àwọn ẹni tí wọ́n fẹ́ pa, ọjọ́ tí àwọn kan sùn tí wọn ò sì lè dìde mọ́, ọjọ́ tí àwọn kan lọ tá a pè wọ́n títí tí wọn ò lè jáàmù, ọjọ́ tí Àdògán àti Àfáà, ọjọ́ tí wọ́n jáde kú láyé lọ́jọ́ àìròtì, ọjọ́ tí wọ́n ń jà fún ìlú, ọjọ́ tí wọ́n ń fẹ́ kí ìlú dá, ọjọ́ tí wọ́n ń fẹ́ kí orílẹ̀ Yorùbá kó dáa fún ìran, kó dáa fún ẹbí wọn, ṣùgbọ́n tí àwọn agbẹnipa sì pa wọ́n ní pàpà, àmọ́ tí wọ́n wá ní form of DSS, ẹni tí ó ṣẹ̀, ẹni tí ó rò, tẹ̀ wá ń kó DSS lọ́lẹ̀ lóru ọ̀gànjọ́, ọjọ́ tí Nàìjíríà ọ̀gbìn ó sunkún tí wọn ò ní rómi, torí pé Ọlọ́run ọba sọ gan, ó ní I hate the hand that full of the blood. Ìdí nìyí tí Nàìjíríà ò ṣe lè dá, tó bá ń gbàdúrà pé kí Nàìjíríà ó dá, you are just wasting your prayer. It's better you channel your prayer into some meaningful aspect to malin impact because forget about the Nigeria. Nigeria is gone and can never be back again. On January 4th, 2021, at 1 o'clock in the dead of the night, some operative of the Nigerian Department of State Security, DSS, leading an army of over 200 Fulani militant men and terrorists, show up outside Sunday Igboho's Ibadan home. They had come not to arrest him, but to kill him. They had come not to arrest him, but to kill him. Wọ́n wá láti wá arrest olóyè Sunday Igboho. Wọ́n wá láti wá pa ni because wọ́n tún gbé babaláwo dání nínú àwọn tí wọ́n rí wọn pé lóòótọ́ wọ́n tún gbé babaláwo dání tí yẹn sọ pé olóńgbò yìí àníṣe òun náà ní ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kí ló dé lésù béèrè fún ẹ̀tọ́ lọ́nà tó tọ́ because self-determination, it is eligible every citizen human right. You have your right to your self-determination without violence. They came to kill him, not to arrest him. They blocked the main highway and the other road passing through the neighborhood, deeply surrounded the house. They embarked from the front on shooting and destroying everything of Falu's car, motorcycle, and vehicle, including neighbor car, everything. Awakening by the noise, Sunday rushed to a window, yanked it open, and shouted, "Who are you people? What do you want?" They recognized his force, and some of them caught sight of his face by the brief illumination at the window, and they fired countless bullets at that window. Then they forced their way into the home. More than 100 gun blasting in the many neighbor house. People fainted in shock, starting with the room where Sunday Igboho had appeared at the window. They pulled down the house room by room, leaving nothing to chase. They killed two of his people asleep in the house, and they rounded up the rest. They even shoot and kill the family cat. Yes, the family cat, believing that it was Sunday Igboho, transformed into a cat miraculously. Though they searched and they shredded of the whole house from floor to roof, they never saw Sunday Igboho anywhere in it. When they left, they took the two bloodshot corpses with them, as well as the person who they are arrested in the house. The DSS operative returned to Abuja by road in the outskirts of Ibadan. They paid off the militant men who they had hired for the invasion of Sunday Igboho's home, and those departed to their hiding out in the same forest near Ibadan. In Ado-Ekiti in Ekiti State, the DSS operative dropped off the two corpses at the public mortuary. Back in Abuja, Nigerian capital city, the DSS hurried to display the public a collection of the weapon which they claim that they had seized from Sunday Igboho's house. Their intervention was to use this paint the picture that Sunday Igboho was an instrumentalist who had been holding weapon, but their luck quickly run out when many citizens in different parts of the Nigeria identify the displaced weapon collection at the same collection which the DSS had displayed before its collection with a previous criminal case. The Office of the Attorney General of Nigeria then issued a statement denying government involvement in the attack on the Sunday Igboho home. But when the DSS arranged the court, the men and the women whom they had arrested in the Sunday Igboho home, lawyer from the Attorney General office came to present the DSS case. The government then announced that Sunday Igboho was wanted by the law. In Ibadan, Sunday Igboho people and lawyers filed his case in the Nigerian High Court against the government and its agency that they had acted illegally by coming to his house in the night, that they had ambushed his women and civil rights, that they had killed some people asleep in his home, that they had destroyed his home and a lot of other properties, etc. Having no answer to this charge, the DSS and the government lawyer pleaded that the justification of their action against Sunday Igboho was that he had been engaging in secessionist activities by advocating the self-determination and separation of its Yoruba nation from Nigeria. But it is judgment that court ruled that self-determination was the inalienable right of every nation. The advocating of self-determination was not an offense under the law of Nigeria, that the government against had acted illegally by going to a citizen home in the night, by bombarding the house, by killing people there, and by destroying the house. The court then awarded 20 billion naira as damage for Sunday Igboho against the government and its agent. The court ordered, finally, that the government order declaring Sunday Igboho wanted should be withdrawn by the government. One there was some war 20 billion. Then one was Sunday Yakatima government ni one san ẹ̀rí yẹ kan tún gbé wọn lọ court lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé wọ́n violate rules sí lawyer, but nígbà tí ò sófin Nàìjíríà bó ṣe máa rí nìyẹn. This passed until the deadline set by the law for filing an appeal against the High Court judgment passed. If Nigeria had been a land of law, that should have been end of this case in the court. But under the Fulani lead government, Nigeria was very far from being a land of law. Nigeria was very far from being a land of law. Week after the deadline had passed, the government agency and their lawyers appealed before the court seeking to file an appeal. The judge responded that they had lost the deadline for filing an appeal, but this was Nigeria. A week or so later, the court judge was already transferred or just shown aside, and a new judge, a Fulani judge, was brought from somewhere in northern Nigeria to hear the appeal, and he did what he had been brought to do. He struck down every single point in the earlier judgment of the court. However, Sunday Igboho's lawyer immediately embarked on the step needed for an appeal to Nigerian Supreme Court. The case is a civil case filed by Sunday Igboho against federal government of Nigeria. There is no criminal charge against Sunday Igboho anywhere, but the Fulani lead federal government would not relent because Igboho was and still is regarded by the Fulani as the greatest enemy of Fulani. On July 20, 2021, while Sunday Igboho and his wife were waiting for a flight to Europe at the Cotonou airport in Benin Republic, he was arrested. The new flash through Cotonou immediately, and Sunday Igboho kinsmen went into action immediately, certain that this was a Nigerian corruption and illegality in action. They found that the plan was to switch Sunday Igboho to Nigeria that night, but their lawyer made their point impossible, and so their fellow roughly 13 months of Sunday Igboho detention in Cotonou, partly in prison, custody, and partly under house arrest, without any criminal charge, without any court case, all for what the authority described it as investigation. On the whole, the Benin Republic Authority are straightforward people, very much unlikely Nigerian official. It was obviously that they were acting under some corrupt foreign pressure. Even so, the leader of the Yoruba self-determination struggle, because they operate under a strict rule that they must never let any of their people suffer unjust treatment. Sue the federal government of Benin Republic at the ECOWAS court, and the ECOWAS court ruled the Benin Republic must pay sum of 20 million. Again, 20 billion. Ní court ní kí Nigeria san. The same ECOWAS again, wọ́n tún ní kí àwọn Benin torí pé wọ́n almost 30 months. Lórí Sunday Igboho lò ní Cotonou. Then wọ́n wá gbẹ́jọ́ yẹn lọ sí ECOWAS. ECOWAS wá ní kí àwọn náà san 20 million. Sever about 55 million Nigerian for unjust detention. Yes, our Yoruba self-determination struggle is a peaceful, law-abiding citizen and component movement. We know our right. We are characterable toward order, but we don't tolerate unjust persecution of our people. We want our Fulani compatriots to give up their campaign of flashhood against one of our foremost leaders, Sunday Igboho. By the grace of God, we Yoruba shall soon peacefully depart from Nigeria and begin under our own patriotic and dedicated leaders to live the life of progress and a high quality prosperity that we had loved very much. We say proudly to the world that our new country shall be a friendly and hopeful neighbor to all its neighbors, and a country decently unholding and dignity of a black race, a country that all other countries in the world shall respect and confidently do business with. This was written by Professor Banji Akintoye, and the whole letter was directed to Fulani leader, which is Professor Garus Gololo, who uttered a criminal word against Sunday Igboho through his media race. And the title of this is "The War by Fulani Leaders Against Sunday Igboho Need to Stop Now." written by Professor Banji Akintoye, the leader of Yoruba self-determination movement. These are what Baba have said to the Fulani to understand that fighting for the self-determination, it is not a crime. Oloye Sunday Igboho have never committed any crime. And all the rally that we did in Osogbo, in Ibadan, Ado-Ekiti, Akure was peaceful rally. And the rally was turned out with the most highest crowded, that the record shows that that crowd have never gathered in the Nigerian history, except during the Awolowo campaign. Then Kiwalese Oloye Sunday Igboho tí Fúlàní ṣe wípé the only thing táwọn tún lè lò ní pé kí wọ́n tún takò. Then gbogbo eléyìí tí wọ́n sọ yìí, gbogbo wa la mọ̀ wípé self-determination, it is enable woman right. Nigeria signed treaties wípé everybody have the right to his own self-determination. We have the right to live peacefully, even though Nigerian government plead in the UAE, plead that Palestine should have their own self-determination. Just recently, the former president of Nigeria also plead that Palestinians should have their own self-determination and their own country. But why we Yoruba cannot have our own country and our own self-determination? What's the difference from what these stupid people are preaching outside, which they cannot emulate inside? That is Nigerian for you. That is government for you. That is government. They will be fighting for another country, for their own self-determination. But within themselves, we say, no, we are not united. We are not one nation. We want to go. Why did not allow us to go? The reason is this. Let me tell you today. The reason is this, that they have nothing to fall on. The Fulani, Hausa Fulani have nothing to fall on. The Nigeria entirely have nothing to fall on except the Southwest. We have a South. We have everything. When you remove the Lagos, when you remove the allocation of Southwest from Nigeria, nothing again. Wọn ò ní nǹkan tí wọ́n fẹ́ follow me again. Kò sí tí wọ́n fẹ́ padà lọ dé bá mọ́, wọn ò ní anything. That is why tí wọn ò ṣe lè jẹ́ kí Yorùbá kó lọ. Because tí kì í bá ṣe allocation Yorùbá tí wọ́n fi ń gbéra níbo làwọn Fúlàní ti fẹ́ rówó ṣe. Even though in the olden days gan nígbà ayé lọ lúgà, they failed woefully. Láyé lọ lúgà, they could not be able to continue. Láyé lọ lúgà, Nigeria was divided into three. Northern Protectorate, South Protectorate, and West Protectorate. They are divided into three, but none of the two protectorates were survived. But only the South, only the West, they cannot survive. During the Awolowo regime, Awolowo was the only one that survived. The rest won't survive. That is why Loluga said in his book, at the end of this book, I think chapter 14, he said a marriage between the poor husband, which is not protectorate, and a rich wife, which is South protectorate. Only I pray the marriage be successful, and that marriage can never be a successful marriage. Whether I can work for 400 years, our marriage can never be a fruitless marriage. It always be a fruitless marriage. It can never be fruitless. No matter what I get, or succeed. We can always be kicking against ourselves. That is from the day one. We continue kick against ourselves. We continue blackmail ourselves. We continue destroy our image. That is how it will continue, until we go on our way. Until we go on our way. Until tí wọ́n bá ní kó kálukú ó mọ̀ lọ lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀, àwa ó lọ lọ́nà tiwa, àwọn olùrànlọ́wọ́ tí wọ́n ní kálukú lọ́lọ́run tiẹ̀ nobody ẹnìkankan ò ní díẹ̀ ẹnìkankan lọ́wọ́, because the aim and objective of this Fulani, I will tell you the truth today, their aim and objective is that Sunday Igboho should be in the grave or in the prison now. I'm telling you the truth. The Fulani agenda, the Fulani leader, what they want is Sunday Igboho to be in the grave now. That is their plan. To be in the grave or to be in the prison. But none of the two of their prayers or none of the two of their none of the two of their wish are come to pass. Because the man is still living alive. The man is still alive, fighting for the struggle. So it is so amazing. They are confused. Because there is no way the Fulani militant men will attack you and they will not get you down. Then after that, Sunday Igboho have visited Nigeria 2 or 3 times. After the whole saga, after the whole killing, after the whole struggle, he visited Nigeria 2 or 3 times. One, he went there for his mother burial. Another one, at least he went there to see the another one, at least 2. Yeah, so they couldn't do me anything. They are surprised. They don't even know who is backing up for him. But nobody except Olodumare, because he believes in what he's doing, that he's doing the right thing for his people. Despite that, some criticization from the people that he's fighting for, from the people that Sunday Igboho is fighting for, there is still among of all who are still criticizing him, who are still calling him thief, who are still calling him criminal, who are still calling him that he's working for the government. But despite that, he plays a dead ear to it. He focuses on what is needed for the Yoruba people to have. We need a peace in Yoruba land. And then we must fight until we get that peace. That is why the Yoruba adage said, we all are trying our best to make sure we put things together and the nation will fight for our generation. What we are doing today, it is not for me alone. I am fighting for my generation. I'm fighting for my born generation. We cannot continue living in bondage. We cannot continue living in a bondage. We should find a way to be out of that contraction, babarakadisiga contraction. I mean, that country, what name do you want to call the country again? A country that people cannot be able to feed, cannot be able to eat 3 meals in a day, and then the country are using 1.6 billion for the Hajj, to subsidize for the Hajj, only to go to the Saudi Arabia and say, Allahu Akbar, labaik Allahumma labaik, labaik la sharika labak, innal hamda wal hamdal lakal mulku la sharika la. That's all. And they spend billions of naira. And then those that is go for the Hajj will come back and still be corruption leaders. What is again? They use the same money to spend for Jerusalem also too. What comes from it? Nothing. It is not shows. Nigeria is the second largest that pray every day. Go and Google it. Nigeria is the second largest that pray every day. And that prayer, it is not even manifested. That prayer, it is not even show in it. That prayer is not even showing our character. We have church everywhere. We have mosque everywhere. Kill Efida. Both the mosque kill Efida and the pastor will be saying, oh, abarakadabra sagada. Fuck you with your pastor, with your fake prophets. We can't put any TV where's your proof? Nígbà tí Warby tó fẹ́ fọmọ ṣògbówó ni kí ló tó sọ Ọlọ́run ti yín Ọlọ́run ṣe bí ọlọ́pẹ́ ní tọ́lọ́run bá fi ràn yín gbọ́dọ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ ni. Those, I mean, Nigerian is being made up from fraudulent. Nigerian, that name is being made from fraudulent people, and then Nigeria will continue to be we will continue to defraud ourselves. We continue to deceive ourselves. We continue to paint ourselves, but nothing for us. Nothing is Nigerian for us to show. We have fought so many cases and we won. We have a case with Benin Republic, the ECOWAS, we won. We have a case with Nigeria, we won. We are not a terrorist. We are fighting for our self-determination, and which is our own, which is our right. That's exactly what Nigerian Vice President said. And let me read it according to Nigerian President when he was pleading for Palestine, that Palestine should have their own independence. Then if the Nigerian president, Nigerian vice president can say this, then why we don't have the right over our self-determination? We have also right. We all have the same equal right. Self-determination is our right. It is not a criminal. Why the Fulani are taking it as a criminal when the Nigerian government can say it in a public, when they can say it outside the Nigeria, that self-determination is an eligible human right, and then nobody can be denied of its own right. Then why are we be denied of our own right? Nigerian, we should wake up. This is our right. We need to fight for our right. Fighting for our right is not a crime. Don't be afraid. Don't be feared to stand for what is belong to you. Our nation shall prosper. Nigerian shall die, and the Nigerian shall be destroyed. And the Yoruba nation and other country who I want to emerge shall stand up and they're fighting for their rights. Look at what the man said. This is Vice President of Nigeria. When he was giving his speech, he said it clearly to the parliament that at least look at what Vice President Shetima said. He said today, when he was giving a lecture in America, he said today, we are all witness the heart-wrenching situation in Gaza and other Palestinian terrorists. Just an anti-sticker to revenge. Freedom is an inalienable right and a natural entitlement that cannot be denied by any people. Look at that word. Look at that word. He said justice antithetical to revenge. Only freedom is an ineligible right and a natural entitlement that cannot be denied to any people. I repeat that statement once again. He said freedom is an inalienable right and a natural entitlement that cannot be denied to any people. Only the Palestinian people deserve their independence. They deserve to have a home of their own on territory already recognized by its very assembly and by international law, which is being ruthlessly ignored. We are also recognized. It is our right. Our right cannot be denied from us. If the Shetima can say this in outside Nigeria, but when he come back to Nigeria, he started fighting for those who are asking or who are seeking, or for those who are clamoring for their own self-determination. If it is true, they believe in international law that self-determination, it is every citizen's right and it can never be denied by any people. What Nnamdi Kanu is still doing in prison? Nnamdi Kanu should be released now. Samuel Nekpa should be released now. Other people that has been fighting for their self-determination and the prison should be released now, because according to the Nigerian treaty, according to the Nigerian international law, self-determination is an inalienable right that nobody can be denied. Then why are they denying us from having our own self-determination? And thus, we are also decide to have the state or to have the country called our home. Nigeria is not our home. We are not Nigerian. We are not have anything in common. Our food are absolutely different. Our dressing are absolutely different. Our culture are absolutely different. Our intent are absolutely different. Our mindsets are absolutely different. Our level of education are absolutely different. Our greeting are absolutely different. We are absolutely different in total form of the life. We are different in culture. We are different in agriculture. We are different in nature. We are different in greeting. We are different in anywhere. So why are we still together? Why are we still joining together as one? We are not one. And the Nigerian is not a nation. If you think that Nigeria is a nation, you are deceiving yourself. Awolowo said it in 1974 that Nigeria is not a nation. Let us go by what Awolowo said. You would identify that Nigerian, it is not a nation. It is only mere geographical areas. That is what Awolowo said. For those who said Nigerian is a nation, you are absolutely deceiving yourself. You can listen to what Awolowo said. You will recognize that Nigerian, it is not a one. Awolowo said in his statement, he said Nigerian is not a nation. It is a mere geographical expression. There is no Nigerians in the same sense. Kò sí Nigeria in the same sense. There is no Nigerian in the same sense as their English, which is our France. The word Nigerian is a distinctive appellation to distinguish for those who live within the boundaries of Nigeria and those who do not. Àwọn kan ni wọ́n live within the boundary of Nigerian. Àwa kan ò live within the boundary of Nigerian. There is no Nigeria in the same sense. This is a message that every one of us need to understand. There is no Nigeria in the same sense. No Nigeria in the same sense of the mindset. No Nigeria in the same sense of culture. No Nigeria in the same sense of tradition. We are different and we are not together in any form. Why are we deceiving ourselves? Why you still believe that being in Nigerian would be the great opportunities for us? Being in Nigerian, having a Nigerian passport, it is a mistake that I have never prayed in my life. Then I don't want my children to continue to suffer the way I suffer. If my grandfather can never fight for my father or for my parents, if my grandparents, they cannot be able to stand and fight for their children, then my father cannot stand and fight for me. I have to stand up and fight for my children. I have to stood up and fight for my children. This is what we need to do. This is exactly in Don't say, oh, Nigeria is not concerned. That is not what we want. Àwọn ìlú kan wà tó yẹ pé for the past 10 years, no ṣẹ́jú bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ rí. Wọ́n àmọ́ tó máa tó ń jẹ́ up NEPA. They have never experienced blackout for 1 second. Who said you cannot enjoy that situation? Who said you cannot be at your home, at your comfort and said, I'm at you will be the one begging for the light. You will be the one begging for the NEPA to take the light. Have you ever enjoyed that? Have you ever expressed that? That you will be at your comfort home and then you look at yourself and this is 1 month. The NEPA have never taken the light. NEPA, please take light for 1 second. We pray for that here. The NEPA I've been here for 10 years. For 10 years, for good 10 years. Nina oti love for 1 minute. How come? How would you want to say? Nina love for just 1 minute. This is my 10 years in this country. Nina ni mo so electricity kò lọ fún 1 second. Sometimes I will off the light. I will decide that today I don't want to see light. Can you imagine? Can you imagine when you will say today I will off all the light in my room, that today I don't need light. I just want to express blackout. Who among of you in Nigerian can do that? They give the light just for a few hours, and every month they will always give an extremely bill. They extort you from your own weight. Can you imagine? Ghana does not experience power failure in their country. Can you imagine? That is Ghana, our laboring country. Our laboring country. One nina, then what is our life one nina? But in the middle of Nigeria, only will pay for complete 1 month. You know, say do ara nínú ilé omi o. Mo fẹ́ sọ ẹ kó tó kó wá bọ́ta. Only for 1 month. You know, 1 month, no 1 month gan ti lọ jù. Ọ̀sẹ̀ kan gan. Ọ̀sẹ̀ kan kó sọ pé no lọ. Because that is the country we find ourselves. And then since this Nigeria have created, we haven't have a good leader. Those leaders that we have that is a good leader, I can give kudos to Yar'Adua. Because Yar'Adua is not a Fulani, he's an Hausa man. Yar'Adua could have been second survivor of Nigerian, but he doesn't spend more time. Those who have a good intention for Nigeria, they will not allow them to be there. Awolowo is not allowed to be there. Abiola is not allowed to be there. Yar'Adua was fortunate, but the man could not complete his tenure. He mean well for Nigerian. Yar'Adua mean well for single citizens of that country. But look at what happened to him. He couldn't stay long. Then those who are criminals, those who are barbaric, those who are destroyer, those who are looter, even though they will still continue stay. Why that? I mean, báwo ni wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe náà? Àwọn tó yẹ kí wọ́n ti kú, wọ́n dẹ̀ ṣì wà alive. Then you want sọ pé Nigeria fẹ́ dà. It's better you raise that in your mind this 2025. Better you raise it. I love this, my brother. Arole Odua, they say Nigeria cannot celebrate 24 hours light. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Prove it wrong. But Nigeria cannot celebrate 24 hours light. Can you imagine? A whole giant of African, we cannot celebrate 24 hours of light. We cannot. One be yala yin da bullet fe se e ma gbo up nepa ni ori awon nepa bo ti muna lo won ma muna yen lo ni. Then we call ourselves a giant of Africa. Giant might fool. Giant for nothing. Giant for useless. Giant for rubbish. Giant tí ò lè débi kankan. Why we call ourselves a giant for? But if we're individual, we need to stand up. No, this is exactly what we want for ourselves. And we okay, I want to lose Ghana. Can you imagine? Ghana no longer like how come? Ghana about what she but I'm not going to àwọn tí wọ́n ń ta generator Nigeria, the company tó ní generator Nigeria, wọ́n ní kílókọ̀ máa yìí Abubakar wọ́n lò ní ṣé Abubakar ni ṣé ọ̀nà ni ṣé Abubakar lórúkọ ẹ̀ nígbà tí ẹ̀rọ orúkọ ẹ̀ kan máa ń wọn torí pé wọ́n à lè gbà kó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni kí ìdàlódé tí wọ́n ṣe lè gbà torí pé gbọ́nàjọ́ orí jẹ́ ń bẹ̀ ni ẹ fẹ́ kó dàrú ẹ fẹ́ kó dojúrú ẹ fẹ́ kó túká ṣé bí a ṣe máa bá lọ rèé ṣé bá ṣe máa tara wá pa rèé ṣé bá ṣe máa tàǹpàpà síra wa nílé yìí olùláṣẹ ń pariwo pé ẹ̀tọ́ ẹ wo àwọn kan náà tún gbé sẹ̀ríà lọ on that sẹ̀ríà case mo ń bọ̀ láti wáṣẹ topic fún I have the full sẹ̀ríà punishment carry the official penalty in Sharia law. Mo ti sọ part 1, but I'm coming for the part 2. Maybe by today I will drop part 2. Nínú part 1 tí mo sọ on coming Sharia law tí mufti ìlú wa tó lùwò tí wọ́n ń béèrè fún. Although now they have Muslim market in Iwo. I mean this is coming gradually. Ibi lọrin ti bọ́ Iwo is second. That alimi ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì ló tún padà bọ́ wo yẹn. Alí ní ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì ló tún bọ̀ ń wò. Ṣé bí Ìlọrin ti bọ́ lọ́wọ́ wa? Ní Ìlọrin have 16 local government. Yorùbá ní 12 local government. Fúlàní àti Haúsá ni wọ́n ní 4 local government Ìlọrin. That 4 local government, they are supersede than 12 local government tó wà ní Ìlọrin. How come? Báwo ló lè ṣe? Àdẹ̀mójútó Ìlọrin. Ìwọ ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ àtúmójútó wò ó. Nínú Sharia law tí wọ́n ń gbé bọ̀ on the 13th of this month, ó ní wọ́n fẹ́ launch Sharia law yẹn ní Ọ̀yọ́. Ìwọ tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ Ọ̀yọ́ tó ń bẹ lọ́yọ́, gbìdé jà fún Sharia law pé kò gbọ́dọ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Wọ́n á gbọ́dọ̀ gbé Sharia law wá sọ́yọ́. Àwọn tí wọ́n náà fẹ́ báyìí gan ó yẹ kí kò ti ṣe wọ́n. Because Sharia law said if you drink alcohol once or twice, tó bá mu alcohol once or twice, 40 or 80 lashes olẹ́wọ̀n. Then if you drink alcohol 3 or 4 times, tó bá wá mu alcohol ní ẹ̀mẹ́ta tàbí ẹ̀mẹ́rin, death by beheading. Ẹni tó bá mu alcohol ẹ̀mẹ́rin wọ́n ní kí wọ́n gé orí ẹ̀. Ẹ wá gbọ́ nínú Sharia. Then alcohol tí wọ́n sì mu nífẹ̀ẹ́, alcohol tí wọ́n mu lóṣogbo, alcohol tí wọ́n mu Iléṣà, ní kí Iléṣà ní o, Èkó ní o, Ìbàdàn tí wọ́n bá wá pa owó ẹ̀ tán, wọ́n á tún wá ṣíà owó yẹn pẹ̀lú àwọn tó wà ní Kano, Kaduna, Katsina, táwọn sọ wípé àwọn ò fẹ́ anybody ó mu alcohol, wọ́n dẹ̀ tún máa gbowó alcohol, wọ́n á tún gba owó ẹ̀. Islamic country gan wọ́n ń ta alcohol. They don't use Sharia law in Islamic. I've said this so many times. In Islamic country, they don't use Sharia law. But why? Come on, we need to wake up. We need to wake up. We need to wake up. We need to ask ourselves, why is it everything Yoruba? Why? Mufti Iwo is not a Yoruba man. Mufti Iwo, it is not an Yoruba man. Mufti Iwo is Tapa, is TV man. How come he has so power that it can rule in Iwo? I know the people from Iwo, they don't take nonsense, but what is happening to people of Iwo? What is happening to the youth of Iwo? What is happening to those who are well-led in Iwo? What is happening to Imam of Iwo that is allow Mufti Iwo to be the one dictating for Iwo people? A man that is not from Iwo. Now, we don't understand that Iwo ti lọ. That will be another my topic. Ìlú Iwo ti lọ. If I said ìlú Iwo wọ́n ti lọ, the reason is pé ìlú Iwo ti lọ because Ọba of Iwo tó pe the Rashid kò rọ́mọ Yorùbá fẹ́, and I went to go and marry Fulani king. I saw a video where this man and his wife were moving. A wife that doesn't understand our culture, that doesn't understand Yoruba, and a Fulani for that matter. Ó dẹ̀ bímọ fún ọmọ yẹn á dẹ̀ dàgbà. Mo wí pé àwọn Fulani tó bá fẹ́ ja ìjà 20 years wọ́n ti máa plan ẹ̀ láti sìn. At the end of the day, that boy will become Oluwo. How come they will do it? Because that boy will be trained as a Fulani. They will train that boy with Fulani blood. They will train that boy with Fulani mentality. They will train that boy with Fulani agenda. And I don't be surprised that boy will become Oluwo one day. It is not today. They already planned it. They already planned the game. The game, it is not today. They are not fighting for today. They are planned to fight for tomorrow. That is how they attack Ilorin. They plan from Iwo. They have already mastered everything. And the Oluwo is a victim. Oluwo is a victim. Then Iwo will become Kimulipina. It will be excluded from the southwest as soon as possible. Because Iwo will be center of war when the trumpet blow. Iwo will be the center of war. When the trumpet blow, as the leaders of Yoruba are folding their hand and they look at Oluwo, even though including those who are obas, that they need to come together and do something about Oluwo, they fold their hand. This is exactly when Ilorin was taken away from Yoruba. That is how the Gbogbo àwọn warrior, the Ibadan warrior, Ekiti warrior, Ijesha warrior, Ife warrior, Ogun warrior, who are very powerful at that time. That is how they folded their hand and see and watch Alimi to kill Afanja, despite because Afanja rule, Afanja disobey Alaafin of Oyo, and then today it is not only Afanja family that are suffered for what their father did. It is entire those Yoruba who are living in Ilorin are suffer for what they don't even know, what they know nothing about. Kọ́lọ́mọ jẹ́ ká jìyà oníyà. Kọ́lọ́mọ jẹ́ ká ìyà ìmọ̀dí kọ́lọ́mọ jẹ́ ká jẹ́. The 90% of Ilorin people now, they are suffered for what they know nothing about. Ìyà ìmọ̀dí ni gbogbo wọn jẹ. Ìyà ìmọ̀dí lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn jẹ. Then àwa kan náà láti wá fúdọ̀ ọwọ́ again, láti wá lajúlẹ̀ kí àwọn ọmọ wa tí wọn ò tí ì bí, kí àwọn náà tún wá jẹ ìyà ìmọ̀dí tí ìwò fẹ́ dá sílẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ sí. Because it become that ó tún bọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó ń bọ̀ níbi tí Ọlọ́run àdúrà wa tá a mọ̀ gbà ní pé Olódùmarè má jà jìyà ìmọ̀dí, Olódùmarè má jà jìyà ìmọ̀dí. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa lónìí là ń jìyà tá a mọwọ́ tá a mẹsẹ̀. Fúlàní ló máa become next generation níwò. Because now tí ẹ ò bá understand pé the Alimi of the olden days, it is that Alimi in Iwo now, which is called himself Mufti Iluwo. It is another Alimi. Because they came as an Islam. They came as an Islam that, oh, this is a religion of Islam. That's exactly what Oluwo is doing now. That's Islam. No, they just hiding under religion. They are hiding under religion. That is how Fulani hiding under religion to destroy Hausa people today. And then not even only that, they use their youth to destroy them. They use the Hausa youth to destroy their leaders based on their religion. They're hiding under the religion, but it is not a religion. By taking what is belong to Hausa, by taking it away from them, by looting Hausa, they use religion. And then today, the Fulani have become the leaders in those land that is not belong to them. And then the real indigene of that land are now become a slave. And then the real indigene of that land become a slave. The stranger now become the leaders. That's exactly what is happening in Iwo now. They have Islamic market. Although they did not say anybody should not go there, everybody is going there, both Muslim, Christian, and Babalawo are going there for the market. But they have the market in Iwo before. Why are they named that market Islamic market? I've never heard it in everywhere. But this is the agenda of Mufti Iwo. And then if that man did not caution, do you ever remember the song said, Oye to kara wo, o mbo wa kara ede, eyara ede de sumo wo. Oye to kara wo, o mbo wa kara ede, o mbo wa kara ede o. Mo lóye to kara wo, o mbo wa kara ede, o mbo wa kara ede. Ani oye to kara wo, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi bí mo lóye tó kárà o, ń bọ̀ wá kárà ẹ̀dẹ̀ ya máa múra sílẹ̀ ṣẹ́ o. ẹ̀yin ará Ẹdẹ máa múra sílẹ̀ ṣe oyè tó kan ará o ó ń bọ̀ wá kan yín gangan ni. ẹ̀yin ará Ẹdẹ ẹ máa múra sílẹ̀ o oyè yìí ń bọ̀ wá kan yín. ẹ̀yin ará Ẹdẹ máa múra sílẹ̀ ṣe oyè yìí ń bọ̀ wá kan yín o. ohun tó bá dẹ̀ ti dé bójú o dandan ni kó dé bá mú lọ́wọ́ ta wá yìí o. So ohun tó bá dé bójú dandan ni kó dé bá mú. We all need to stand up and fight against whoever is ready to destroy us. Mufti Ilu and Olu, their plan is to destroy the Yoruba people. And then if we allow them to succeed, not only them will suffer it, we also will play, we will dance in the same trumpet. Ṣé mọ̀ pé ìlú ni tí wọ́n bá wá ń lù àwa náà bá wọn jó ń bẹ̀, tá a bá ti wá ń jó sí, tá a jọ ń jó sí, ó ti kàn wá náà nìyẹn. Látara bẹ́ẹ̀ a gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ kí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, a gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ kí wọ́n fi hello ẹ̀rọ sa o yes sir bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ lè dá sí lórúkọ yín sà. ẹ ṣe gan ni láti bọ̀lẹ̀ tí ń pè wá sà. ẹ ṣe gan ni ẹ bá wa dá sí. àmín Ọlọ́run bá ní kókó wa yọ kádẹ take action ni kì í ṣe kọ́lọ́run bíbẹ̀ ká take action ni. àṣẹ ìdùnnú. bẹ́ẹ̀ni kì í ṣe jọ bóbélé táwa ń ṣe àwa kan ń pa àwọn èèyàn ṣàkíyèsí ní ilé tá a ṣe ìkọlà nídìí action gidi la nídìí kì í kákan máa tójọ́ lórí social media. bẹ́ẹ̀ni o.
wọ́n bí ìpele ni à ń ṣe wọ́n ti mọ̀kọ́ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sá tẹ́ bá rí ibi tí wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú wa nígbà tí Lamido ló jẹ́ central bank minister president gómìnà abikina gbé ló kọ́kọ́ bà gbogbo banking system ilẹ̀ Yorùbá jẹ́ tán àti ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ló ti kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ rí i pé àṣà àtìgbà tó bá sọjọ́ ṣì wà as governor ní 2000 àbí 1990 tó wọlé as president ẹ rí i pé kò àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá lówó lọ́wọ́ wọ́n sì jẹun everybody wà díẹ̀ pé òkè àṣà àti ẹ̀sìn àyẹ̀wò àpò pé látijọ́ tí wọ́n ti kó wa pọ̀ láti 1914 lọ́rọ̀ Yorùbá ní wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ba ayé ọ̀tá Yorùbá jẹ́.
Fọlọ́kù ṣàánú wa.
láti 1914 100 ó ti pé 100 tí n bá ṣe mistake láti 2014.
àfi kó Olódùmarè ṣàánú wa o.
ẹ wà ní 2025 láti 1914 over 100 years ago.
àfi kó Olódùmarè ṣàánú wa.
lọ ti ń bá ayé Yorùbá ọ̀tá Yorùbá jẹ́. ẹ wá wo ìgbà tá a wà yìí ìgbà tó wá ṣe díẹ̀ ẹ rí i pé ìgbà tó wọ́n kàn pípò ìtọ́jú wá sọ pé wọ́n fún wa ní independent ẹ rí i pé kò sí Yorùbá kan tó jẹ pírẹsidẹ́ǹtì rí yàtọ̀ sí ẹni tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ sí yìí tí ò ń ṣe military man ṣùgbọ́n tẹ́ bá wo àwọn Fúlàní láti tó tọ́jú bẹ̀rẹ̀ kò kí ń ṣe military Fúlàní ló máa ń gorí oyè táwọn bá fẹ́ joyè tó bá fẹ́ jẹ president tó bá rí i pé ọmọ ẹnìkan ló wà bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní pariwo wọ́n á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ni wọ́n á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣe wọ́n ṣáà lè gbé bẹ̀yẹ́ bẹ̀ pé àwọn làyè yẹn wà fún tó bá ń ṣe báwa èèyàn àwọn ọmọ máa sọ pé ọmọ Nàìjíríà generally gbogbo Yorùbá ló kè mí lára nítorí pé tó bá ṣe báwọn ọmọ Yorùbá máa ń tètè gbàgbé nǹkan ni tó ń sọ wípé àwọn míì sọ wípé Tinubu ó ṣe gbá kan ó ṣe àwọn kan míì sọ Nàìjíríà ò lè dáa kọ́ fi ọ̀rọ̀ wípé Yorùbá ló wà bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ̀ èmi ò jẹ́ àti mi ì lè dúró bí mo ṣe wà mí ì lè dúró 24 hours explode lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ láti ẹ̀pọ̀ yìí wọ́n pa ìyàwó Abíọ́lá, wọ́n pa Abíọ́lá fúnra rẹ̀, wọ́n kí ethnic cleansing ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Tẹ́ bá wo gbogbo àwọn tó pa wọ́n yẹn, kò ń ṣe Yorùbá ló pa Yorùbá. Wọ́n ni wọ́n bá wa jà. Fúlàní versus Yorùbá ni. Abacha ò kì í ṣe Yorùbá. Kò dẹ̀ sí nǹkan táwọn emir sultan Ìlọrin sọ fún kí ò ní ṣe. Láti ìgbà yẹn ọdún bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní parẹ́ ìgbà tó yá wọ́n rí pòkè democracy láwọn àbí. A ní láti tún ṣe nǹkan kan fáwọn pípé. Wọ́n bá ń system wa, wọ́n bàjẹ́. Wọ́n fọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀ lójú. Ó di pé kò ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Wọ́n close àwọn banks. Ó tẹ́ bá mọ èèyàn tó wọ́n close bank rẹ̀ pé Okocha lose owó ńgbà yẹn. Ẹ̀rọ tó ń da owó fún gbogbo àwọn ọkọ̀ ya gbogbo àwọn eleganza kí ló kọ́ máa dòní AIT yìí. Ní gbogbo bẹ́ẹ̀ sí billions ló ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí dàtòrí owó ẹ̀ wà lára báńkì kan tí wọ́n tọ́ta yí ẹ̀jẹ̀. Billions of naira ẹ̀ wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ó jẹ́ fẹ́ lọ represent Nàìjíríà lọ́dún yẹn. Wọ́n láti wọ́n tún dá kọjá ayé tó ní ìdìbò àti báyìí ní òtí ló máa ń tẹ Nàìjíríà wọn ló gbogbo ẹ̀ wá sábà. Lẹ́yìn ìgbà yẹn wọ́n bá yé wọn bá jẹ́ ìgbà tó ń bá yé àwọn ọ̀tá Yorùbá jẹ́ wọ́n pa ogun báńkì system wa ẹ̀rí pé bíbẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní wọlé. Lẹ́yìn ìyẹn sà ẹ̀rí nǹkan tó fi ṣe fún wa wọ́n wá wò pé ọgbọ́n òun láti lè dá fáwọn pípú yìí. Jonathan débẹ̀ wọ́n mú ẹnu Jonathan ló ṣe kọ́kọ́ Jonathan ló ṣe bá òṣàwò wọ́n mú ẹnu wọ́n fi pa iye máa nìyẹn jẹ́. That man lájọ Nàìjíríà ti ní president sà nígbà láti sọ pé wọ́n ní president Jonathan ni the best president. Ṣùgbọ́n Fúlàní òjò ṣe wọ́n fẹnu ba yé ẹ̀jẹ̀ títí tó fi lọ wọ́n fẹnu lé lọ. Ìsìnkì lọ ṣe fún Tinubu ń sìn lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí wọ́n bá tó ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀tọ́ ọwọ́ àwọn òpin kí làwọn ti fẹ́ di fáwọn Yorùbá. Buhari wọlé kí ni Buhari wọlé fún wọn kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ẹwọ ìjà tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Ìbàdàn nígbà tá à ń ṣe nígbà tá à ń ṣe Yorùbá nation tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní Ìbàdàn tí wọ́n pa aláboyún kan nínú ọjà tó sọ wípé Fúlàní kan pa aláboyún ti jà fi bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ̀lé.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni mo rántí gbà yẹn.
Jáde pé ẹjú wo nǹkan tó tún ṣe wọ́n wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí lò pé ẹja tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹja máa fẹ́ràn jẹ oko wọn. Ẹjẹ ká máa fẹ́ràn jẹ oko wọn sódà ebi á máa pa wọ́n.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Nígbà tá a ti bá banking system jẹ kò sówó àbí ẹjẹ ká tún fi ibi mú wọn. Lẹ́yìn ìgbà tá a bá fi ibi mú wọn tán wọ́n á surrender wọ́n á juwọ́ lẹ̀ wọ́n á sọ pé àwọn ò ṣe àwọn nǹkan tá a bá fẹ́ àwọn tá a máa dá
wọn ṣe fún wọn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni nígbà tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní jẹ oko wa bàbá Sunday Igboho dìde pé ẹ fẹ́ pa wá tán ni nígbà tá a bá rún jẹjẹ tẹ̀sí nípa àwọn èdè lájẹ̀ ń dà ṣùgbọ́n wọn ní sọ síta wáyé
bẹ́ẹ̀ni
wọn máa sọ wípé má dún kúnlẹ̀ tó máa jọ ṣé ọdún tí ẹ fẹ́ kí ó di pé wọ́n à ń gbébọn à ń kọlu ara yẹn à ń bára wa jà yẹn ẹ jọ stáyì pé wọn èyí tó ń ṣe fún wa ṣé kò dúpẹ́ kéèyàn gbébọn lọ.
ó ti jùbọn lọ wọ́n ti eyín kan ti jùbọn lọ báyìí. Ẹ ń bọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló kú àwọn.
Oníkálukú lè rí ààyè.
Láti lọ.
Ṣe rí ayé ẹ̀ kẹta yé ara yín lẹ̀ káwọn ọmọ yín lè ṣayé rẹ̀. Torí ìgbà tẹ́ bá sọ pé ẹ̀fẹ́ ẹ̀fẹ́ ti kíní kan wọ́n ti sọ àwọn bàbá mi pé ní parọ́ fún yín. Tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ mo máa ṣẹ́ẹ̀dì owó sí ìyá mi màá ní ẹ bá mi lọ sí mọ́ṣáláṣí ẹ bá mi lọ sí church ẹ wá bá mi lọ sí títì. Àwọn ìyá tí wọn ò ní tán tọrọ owó yẹn ìgbà tí ìyá mi máa dé títí tó fẹ́ di fún wọn lówó àwọn Fúlàní ni wọ́n bá ń bẹ̀. That was around 2007 sir.
Wọ́n bá wọn yà
àwọn ẹ̀wọ̀ sá ojú àwọn Fúlàní nìyẹn àwọn Haúsá nìyẹn kò sí Fúlàní kan tó ń tọrọ bára kò sí Fúlàní kan sá tó ń tọrọ bára Fúlàní tẹ́bàkà population wọn ju 6 million lọ́nà Nàìjíríà nítorí pé wọ́n ti wá pẹ́ díẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn Haúsá. Àwọn Haúsá tó ń tọrọ owó Haúsá ló ń bímọ jù Fúlàní ò kì í bímọ jù. Wọ́n lo Haúsá fi kọ́va ilé ayé wọn ni. Àwọn Haúsá tó ń ṣàlè máa ń jì lọ́wọ́ Haúsá ló ń dé. Nígbà tí àmì lọ fún wọn lówó sà àkọ́bá àwọn Haúsá yẹn níbẹ̀ mo fún wọn lówó bí àwọn pípé lọ́ba ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tí mo rán ìyá mi tó kó lọ ṣe lẹ́yìn ìyẹn ní ọdún 2021 yes sir àwọn Yorùbá ní ìyá mi bá ń bẹ lọ́dọ̀ owó
Olúwa o
àwọn Yorùbá
wọ́n kún
ibi wọ́n kún bẹ́sà tó ń tọrọ owó ṣé ni màmí máa pè mí pé fún iṣẹ́ wò má jẹ́ àdúpẹ́ tiwa o wò má jẹ́ àdúpẹ́ tiwa o wò má jẹ́ àdúpẹ́ tiwa o pé ìyà ń jẹ àwọn èèyàn pé pàdé làwọn èèyàn ó máa tó stéèjì kan sáwọn èèyàn àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá máa jẹ owó òyìnbá oúnjẹ wọn owó lọ́dọ̀ máa jẹ sẹ́nu.
má ṣe o.
ẹ pé wọ́n sọ ilé ayé ọ̀tá wa tì.
ó má ṣe o.
nǹkan táwọn pípọ̀ èsì ń ṣe sá bí ò ṣe wípé ẹ jọ nǹkan ewu òun ni Fúlàní mú wá ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ṣé tí Fúlàní bá nífẹ̀ẹ́ Yorùbá ṣé wọ́n máa fi ẹran èèyàn tó rí ẹ̀ pé at this 20th century á mú màálù á lọ sórí oko tó yẹ kí ọ̀gbìn téèyàn ṣe wàhálà gbé wọ́n tẹ̀ máa ṣọ́ ẹni ẹ̀ tó wá ti fẹ́ parí wọ́n ti fẹ́ kó bọ́ta káwọn ọmọ Yorùbá lọ jẹ wọ́n dẹ̀ mú ẹran wọn wọ́n dẹ̀ lọ fi jẹ tó bá dẹ̀ fọwọ́ kan ẹran wọn wọ́n á wá lóru bí olè wọ́n dẹ̀ pa yín. ẹ wá sọ fún wa yìí pé àwọn Fúlàní yẹn wọ́n fẹ́ rí fúnlẹ̀ Yorùbá ìyẹn lèyí wá lọ mú tẹ lọ fi ń ṣaya tẹ wá sọ pé ẹ̀ ń bímọ. èmi náà ọmọ mi ìfẹ́ sódì ọ̀rọ̀ sọmọ tí ọmọ Fúlàní yẹn bí folú báyìí wọnú báyìí mi ìfẹ́ sọ òdì ọ̀rọ̀ sọmọ yẹn lórí mo yẹ òṣèlú Olúwo ló fẹ́ kó ìran Yorùbá àní ẹ̀rọ ó fẹ́ sọ wá di èèyàn yẹpẹrẹ ó fẹ́ bí ó fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ló fẹ́ sọ ìran Yorùbá di èèyàn yẹpẹrẹ yẹsà island tí mo wà yìí nígbà tí ẹ bá lọ wo history máa ń sọ fáwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ̀ka history island ṣá British fẹ́ bá bí British ṣe ń bá bó ṣe ṣe pẹ̀lú Fúlàní tó pa àpọ̀tọ̀ ń ṣe ilé ayé àwọn tó kù the rest of the southern part of Nigeria in fact I would say all the Nigerian states because kò síbi tí àwọn pípé ìfọwọ́bà ìyá Haúsá kọ̀ ní ìyá yẹn jẹ jù lórí pé àwọn wọ́n ti bà ilé ayé wọn jẹ́ láti fi 200 years ago wọ́n ti gbà lórí ẹ̀sìn ló gbé wá sílẹ̀ fún wọn ẹ̀sìn yẹn ló fi tàn wọ́n ṣùgbọ́n tẹ́ bá lọ bòósà Irish pẹ̀lú British wọ́n mú nǹkan lẹ̀ tí ó dá wọ́n fi ebi pa àwọn Irish débi pé Irish potato ní Irish ló ń jẹ àwọn èèyàn starvation wọ́n starve àwọn Irish to the death ni population Irish kú gbà yẹn ṣùgbọ́n bàtà àwọn pípì máa wá gbọ́n wọ́n kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni wọ́n kú ìpara wọn pé a máa gbára wálẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ àwọn amúnisìn kí ló dé kíníkan ìgbà tó máa di pé wọ́n máa gbára wọn lẹ̀ àwọn tó wá jẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ pé kò sí bí ìlú ṣe máa wàṣà tí ò ní sí àwọn àfọ̀njá láàárín wọn.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
tó jẹ́ pé ó máa ta ìran ẹ̀ kó kọ́ ní
kó kán wò kò ronú àkírò.
ẹsẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ làwọn fẹ́ gba owó yẹn kọ́ dẹ̀ lọ́wọ́.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
wọ́n promise wọn ní post tàbí kọ́ fẹ́ fún wọn lówó tàbí kọ́ fẹ́ sọ pé a máa ra mọ́tò fún àwọn fẹ́ fún ẹ lé. bí wọ́n ṣe lọ tó bá ti plan pé àwọn máa lọ báwọn British bá fẹ́ ṣe báyìí kíníkan àwọn àfọ̀njá rẹ̀ wọ́n máa lọ tú àṣírí yẹn before that date tí wọ́n mú ṣàwò pé kó tó di pé wọ́n lọ báyìí àwọn British military wọ́n ti wá crush wọn wọ́n pa wọn láì kí ṣàwò bó ṣe regroup nìyẹn pé òkè ẹ mọ̀ wọ́n tá a máa ṣe báyìí a fẹ́ mọ àwọn báwo la fi ṣe mọ plans wa nǹkan kan wà láàrin wa nìyẹn ṣẹ́rí nígbà tí wọ́n máa mọ̀ sá tí wọ́n máa mọ̀ gbogbo ìdílé yẹn coexist wọn láìláńtì lélẹ̀ gbogbo ìdílé tó ń tà wọ́n fáwọn British eléyìí ò kì í ṣe pé kí ni ẹgbọ́ kù ẹ̀ ẹgbọ́ history Ireland àti British bó ṣe jára wọn bá bó ṣe gba independence wọn lọ́wọ́ British wọ́n pa gbogbo àwọn tó lọ sabotage wọn tó jáfọ̀já wọn wọ́n mú gbogbo wọn balẹ̀ ni nígbà tó ń kọ ojú British gbọ̀gbọ̀ òun lè ṣe yí àyà wíwì òun lè ṣe rí tó jẹ́ pé Amẹ́ríkà ló wá sign Good Friday agreement between British and Ireland ogun gidi British níbọn wọn ní gbogbo ẹ̀ àwọn ò níbọn wọn ò ní kankan ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n fi ìgò àti cocktail wọ́n fi gbàgbà mọ́lẹ̀ torí gbà tó bá ẹ máa pa wá àlẹ́ ẹ̀ ní pa wá ṣùgbọ́n tó bá ju cocktail yẹn sínú ibi kan tó jẹ́ pé bóyá gbogbo mọ́tò mílítìrì wọn wà gbogbo ẹ̀ máa jóná papọ̀ ni ẹjọ́ ogun wọn ń jóná ni òun làwọn bíbí ẹ fi gbàgbà wọn lẹ̀ náà tó bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ ráyọ̀tì báyẹn ní dáwọn dúró òyìnbó lágídí gbà wá dúdú lọ. Wọ́n ní adé tó bá fẹ́ gbára wọn lẹ̀ lórí nǹkan yẹsà wọn ọkọ̀ kẹ́mi àwọn bọ̀sì wọn máa sọ fọlọ́pàá pé yìnbọn fún wa pa wá.
Oná ṣe gbára wọn lẹ̀ tán.
A máa gbára wa lẹ̀ àwa dúdú a máa sọ ẹnu lásán la ní a máa sọ pé kìnnìkan òyìnbó tó bá fẹ́ yọ ẹni pírẹsidẹ́ǹtì lẹ́ẹ̀lì sà tó bá fẹ́ yọ jáde lẹ́ẹ̀lì wọ́n á bẹ̀rẹ̀ látòrí petition tó o bá kó bẹ́ẹ̀.
ẹbẹ̀rẹ̀ tí wọ́n ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ń sìn.
riot máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ títì.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo rí àwọn kan tí wọ́n ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ń sìn.
wàá resign fún ẹ̀ ló máa resign yàrá pé kò ṣe mọ́ Justin Trudeau kò sẹ́ni tó lè kúrò ó resign nígbà tó rí pé kò kárí majority mọ́.
Àwọn àgbà tiẹ̀ mọ́ ni.
petition lásán ló fi pa petition àwọn yọkọ̀ sign ó jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ ààrẹ resign ó kù bẹ́ẹ̀. irú ìlú táwa fẹ́ ṣe nílẹ̀ Yorùbá nìyẹn.
Ọlọ́run á fún wa ṣe lágbọ̀rọ̀ náà.
àfẹ́ fìbọn pa àfẹ́ fìbọn gbà.
náà àfẹ́ fìbọn gbà.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àfẹ́ tá a bá wà ní Nàìjíríà a lè rírú ẹ̀yàn ọmọ Yorùbá.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
a lè rírú ẹ̀ kò jẹ́ sí bá ṣe lè gbégbé ayé rọrùn. àwọn pípọ̀ ìtì wọlé sí wa la àárọ̀ yìí ni mo sì ká ní newspaper tí wọ́n sọ wípé 10 Boko Haram àwọn tó ń plan àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń plan pẹ̀lú àwọn Fúlàní tí wọ́n ń plan tó ṣe fẹ́ dá irú Boko Haram lẹ̀ ní Ọ̀ṣun state wọ́n wà ní Àbújá sí. 10 of them wọ́n ti lè máa ń di wọn sábújá.
10 of them.
10 of them sir.
Again.
10 of them. Tọ́jú ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn.
Wọ́n fi ṣe rí ọ̀rọ̀ ibi tí wàhálà wà òun náà ni ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn. Ibi tí wọ́n fẹ́ gbà wọlé òun náà ni ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn. Wọ́n sọ pé ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn tó ní agbára ni ká má wo ẹ̀sìn rárá torí tá bá fi lè wo ẹ̀sìn ìran Yorùbá ẹ wo tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní wọ́n sìn ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn náà ń gbà wọlé òun ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ Ọlọ́run lónìí máa yàtọ̀ wa kò sí wàhálà ẹ jájọ́ máa wo ebi ìran Yorùbá Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè yóò gbà wá yóò sì ràn wá lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀rí tá bá wo ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn tí a bá wo ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn ìran Yorùbá tán o ńlá ṣe ń pe àwọn àgbààgbà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá lónìí ẹ má ṣe kí ni pé abẹ́pẹ́ lọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn ẹ jẹ́ kó yóò nípa pé ẹ̀sìn ṣé ẹni tí a bá wo ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn yóò ní agbára o torí wọ́n mọ bí wọ́n ṣe ń fi ẹ̀sìn tí wọ́n á fi kó àwọn ọ̀dọ́ mọ́ra ẹnìkan wà ń wo àgbàlagbà nílùú wo ni mo ti ṣe program ó ń sọ wípé Olúwo sọ pé kí wọ́n máa lọ train àwọn ọmọ bí wọ́n ṣe máa ja ogun mo lè máa yẹn ṣe mo lè mọ̀ pé wọ́n ṣe ń wò torí pé kéèsì kan wà tí wọ́n fún mi yẹn kéèsì Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ Olúwo wà lára àwọn tó ń kó àwọn ọmọ fún tọ́lẹ́àt tí wọ́n sọ tọ́lẹ́àt ká máa da ìdẹ́lẹ̀ Yorùbá rú ọlá pé àwọn Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ gbà fún wọn wọn àgbà náà ẹjọ́ yẹn sì wà ń kọ́ọ̀tù dì sí so ipa tí àwọn wọ̀nyí tí wọ́n fẹ́ dá sílẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn náà gbà wọlé ó sì yẹ kí ní kó yé gbogbo àwọn ọmọ kóòtù òjìrè wípé a ti ń gé nǹkan kan ká tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣe ẹ̀sìn scam ò ní ẹ̀sìn jẹ́ Ọlọ́run yóò ràn wá lọ́wọ́ ẹ ṣé gan ni pé nǹkan tí ẹ̀gbá tá a nílò ni. All right ẹ ṣeun.
mo kò fẹ́ bá ọmọ Yorùbá sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá.
àwọn náà ń gbọ́ wa.
tó bá ti gba èdè tó ti gba àṣà tó ti gba ìṣe lọ́wọ́ yín tó jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá kò sí nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ ìran Yorùbá mọ́.
kò sí mọ́ tó má ti gba àṣà àti èdè tó má ti gba kò sí rí ẹ̀gbọ́n tí Lọ́mọ Akọ́lì tó sọ ní 1935 ni nígbà tí arákùnrin tó ń rìn tó wá délẹ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ìgbà tó wá ń sọ fún British ó ní I've travelled across the length and breadth of Africa ó ní I've never seen anyone who is a beggar or thief of such wealth that I saw in that nation. Ó wá ń sọ fún British pé ó ní I don't think that we'll be able to conquer this nation ó ní unless if we change our old and ancient educational system, our culture and our heritage. Only if Africans believe that all that is foreign and English are greater and better than their own, they will lose their self-esteem. and they will become what we want them to be, a true domination. That is it. Tabati jẹ́ into what they ṣe fún wa lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ń sìn ní mọ̀ bọ́lẹ́bà ọlọ́run Olódùmarè yóò ṣàánú fún wa. Ẹ ṣé gan ni bọ́dà wa láti Ireland, ẹ ṣé àdúpẹ́ tó yẹ parapọ̀ wọlé, Olódùmarè yóò wà pẹ̀lú wa ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ló ṣe fún wa, ẹ ṣé gan ni. Ẹ̀yin wa ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ ti gbọ́ yìí, àfikún Olódùmarè àfikún ṣàánú kó ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ò gbọdọ̀ parun, a gbọ́dọ̀ mọ̀ pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ilẹ̀ tèmi àti ẹni, kò sí bó ṣe wulẹ̀ ká pẹ́ lájò tó, ilé náà lá padà sí, àjò ò lè dàbí ilé bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni, kò sí ìbanilẹ́rù. Orúkọ tèmi padà Omoboriowo, ayé kò tọ́hún náà ni èmi látara àjọfà. Ẹ tún pàdé wa nítorí pé a tún padà jáde láìpẹ́ yìí lórí Yorùbá World Media. Ètò tá a ṣe tán lónìí òun náà ni ìwé tí bàbá tí wọ́n kọ sí Professor Gazoro Gololo, ìyẹn Fúlàní kan tí ó ń bẹ lọ àtẹlẹ olóyè Sunday Igboho, pé àkọlé topic ọ̀sìn ni pé the war against olóyè Sunday Igboho must stop now. Ìyájẹ́ sẹ́ẹ̀tì ti fi orí gbálẹ̀ mọ̀mọ́ yẹn fi wọ́n lẹ̀ àmọ́ wọn tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ ibi táwọn tò sí ẹ̀sìn ni ṣẹlẹ̀ àwọn kan wà Islam ni wọ́n rò pé àwọn ń ṣe ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀sìn ni wọ́n ṣe ọ̀nà ẹ̀sìn ìyá yìí wọ́n rò pé ẹ̀sìn ni àwọn ń ṣe ni ẹ̀sìn ni wọ́n ń jà fún ṣùgbọ́n mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ó ń pa ìran Yorùbá ó ń pa lára ẹ̀sìn ni wọ́n rò pé àwọn ń jà fún ṣùgbọ́n tí wọ́n ṣe àwọn ṣe ni pé àwọn jẹ́ mùsùlùmí tí wọ́n tẹ́ bá lọ wo ìdí dáadáa ní tí a mọ̀ sí Islam is a very scam and it's a dangerous religion. Muslim ni mi o ṣùgbọ́n a gbọ́dọ̀ gbé mùsùlùmí lórí ṣáájú ká tó jẹ́ ta jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá ni wá kó tó di pàpàrà wá jẹ́sìn. Olódùmarè yóò ṣàánú fún ara nígbà. Ẹ̀yin wa tí a jọ ṣe ètò lónìí oníyanṣẹ́ ọlọ́bẹ̀ṣẹ́ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá wa jẹ́ náà ẹ kú àìbímọ́kógbó wa wípé ẹ ṣe gan ni ẹ kú ìfẹ́ èyí tẹ́ ní sí wa. Ètò yìí àárín ìwà lónìí títí di ìgbà míì tí ẹ tún máa rí èmi ọmọ yín olólùfẹ́ yín ọ̀rẹ́ yín Omoboriowo. Mo sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí wípé kéré báyìí òun náà ni mo ti wà tí mo ti mọ̀ pé dá májèsí ni mo wà tí mo ti lẹ́nu yìí ń tèmi èmi dérò bàràká wọ́n ní kí n kákò kí n jùdí wọ́n ní sọ wọlé belebe sáwọn arógbàsọ láìpẹ́ tán èmi rí jómojó mo ráyọ̀ mo yọ̀ ó wá kù dẹ̀dẹ̀ kí ọ̀tá ó yọ̀ mí àti wọ́n tó ń gbọ́ mi lónìí tó bá kù dẹ̀dẹ̀ kí ọ̀tá ó yọ èmi àti ẹ alákọ̀ọ́rẹ́ yóò tẹ̀lé gbàsọ ó wà máa bí wá lè pé àwọn máa bí wọ́n pé kí n jẹ́ kí ló pa wọn ò ní ọ̀pá ló bá wa pa ǹjẹ́ kí ló gbèdè wọn ò ní àrùn ló bá wa gbèdè mọ́lẹ̀ wá ní ìṣó ní ọ̀bàràká oníṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn olólùfẹ́ mi ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ní ìfẹ́ mi náà lẹ̀ ń bá mi lọ gbogbo apápátá lágbọ́dọ̀ lọ́run ìwọ̀n tá ò ní jọ lè wa o tó bá kú dẹ̀dẹ̀ kí ọ̀tá yọ̀ wá ikú ó pa àwọn ò gbèdè ọ̀tá ò ní yọ nìkan kan wa ṣé wàá nínú ọdún tuntun tá a ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mú yìí tá a ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wà yìí láṣẹ Olódùmarè á máa ní mọ́ní á máa lékún nú ọlá á máa lékún nú ọrọ̀ a máa ń lékún ní owó a máa ń lékún ní àlàáfíà a máa ń lékún ní oríire a máa ń lékún ní àṣeyọrí a máa ń lékún ní gbogbo wọn pátá ẹ má jà gbàgbé láti pé orí ẹni níṣẹ̀ṣe ẹni ẹ gbìyànjú àti máa bọ orí wa ò ní takò wá ìṣẹ̀dẹ̀ wa ò ní takò wá a sì ní róńgbé sọnù bí kò ṣe bí ọmọ láṣẹ Olódùmarè ọwọ́ ayé ò ní tẹ ẹnìkọ̀ọ̀kan wa a ní ṣèrìn àní bọ́wọ́ o láṣẹ Olódùmarè ire àánú ayọ̀ àlàáfíà ìdùnnú àṣeyọrí yóò mọ jẹ tẹnìkọ̀ọ̀kan wa inú ilé wa ò ní gbóná ọdẹdẹ wo sí ní tútù òdì ànírógun àsáré pé o wọn ò ní ti léwu ìkú jáde wọn ò ní ti ta rùkú wọlé láṣẹ Ọlọ́run àgbùgbà pátá gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wáṣẹ́ Olódùmarè yóò pè iṣẹ́ fún yín o ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ti nínà iṣẹ́ yín ò ní dìṣẹ́ láṣẹ Ọlọ́run ọba lágbára á rí jẹ á rí mu lágbára Ọlọ́run ọ̀tá ò ní yọ̀ wá ní agbára Olódùmarè ní agbára Ọlọ́run ọba lágbára á sì rà àánú gbà àánú yóò jẹ tiwa mú kí yín ẹ ṣé gan ni fún ìfẹ́ tẹ́ fi hàn sí wa pẹ̀lú ètò wa tá à mú wá Olódùmarè wa ẹ máa gbé lágbára Ọlọ́run á sọ àwọn ìwé yìí tó sọ nípa the punishment the penalty in Islam by Sharia law àti ṣe part 1 ẹ̀ part 2 ẹ̀ á ṣe á upload ẹ̀ sí Omoboriowo Media á wá ṣe full live fún lágbára Ọlọ́run bóyá lọ́la á ṣe full live fún ìdí tá a ṣe gbọ́dọ̀ tako Sharia law nílẹ̀ Yorùbá kì í ṣe nítorí tòní a gbọ́dọ̀ máa jẹ́ continuation program ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn ni wọ́n ti sọ̀rọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti ṣe ṣùgbọ́n a tún gbọ́dọ̀ máa sọ torí pé Yorùbá ní kókó báyìí òun náà ni àrùn fàdí tí Elédùmarè yóò wá pẹ̀lú wa àánú. Glass mi wà mí o wọ́n ní àmì my glass ó ní o ẹ ṣé gan ni ó ní ẹ ṣé àdúpẹ́ ẹ ò ní ó náà mo ti lò yìí ẹ ṣe gan ni Olódùmarè yóò wà pẹ̀lú wa ara àánú gbà á bá àánú pàdé àánú á ṣèrè lágbára Ọlọ́run ẹ̀rí ní tó ń bẹ́nu ṣẹ̀rí á lọ yìí tí n bá ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ mú ọtí tí n bá ní gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ mú mi tán ok ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe báyìí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá máa mú ọtí ẹ dákun ẹ bá mi type yes ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá máa mú ọtí oríṣi àwọn míì máa mú ọtí àwọn míì máa mú bẹ́rọ̀ àwọn míì máa mú wine àwọn máa mú milk wine ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá mọ̀ pé mú ọtí ẹ bá mi type yes mo fẹ́ wò yìí ẹ dábàá pé ẹ mú ọtí tẹ́ tó yẹ pé ọmọ Yorùbá ní tẹ́ mú ọtí ẹ kàn bá mi type yes ẹ mo fẹ́ wo àwọn tó mu ọtí yálà lọ́kùnrin lóbìnrin tó bá mú ọtí ẹ bá mi type yes comment section kí n wá ka tí mo ṣe mo tí èmi àti yín tá a ṣe gbọ́dọ̀ tá a kò ṣẹ̀ríà lọ tá a ṣe gbọ́dọ̀ lò ẹni sọ pé I love red wine thank you very much ẹ ṣe gan ni àròlé wọn ní àwọn love red wine ẹ wá gbọ́ tí ṣẹ̀ríà lọ tó sọ àrògbọ́n pé èmi náà máa mú èmi náà love African wine ìyẹn milk cream African wine olè èmi náà máa mú African wine ni ẹ wá gbọ́n tí ṣẹ̀ríà lọ wọn sọ ó ní drinking alcohol for once or twice 40 or 80 lashes. Who want drinking alcohol for 3 or 4 times, death by beheading. Tó bá mu alcohol lẹ́ẹ̀mẹrin àti ẹ̀mẹ́ta kí wọ́n pa onítọ̀hún pẹ̀lú pé wọ́n gé orí ẹ̀. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ṣé ẹ̀sìn tí èmi àti ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ gbé lérí lélẹ̀? Ṣé ẹ̀sìn tí èmi àti ìsọ̀pá fẹ́ sìn lélẹ̀? The same Sharia law tí olúwo àti mufti olúwo ń claim fún ni wípé Ànábì bá ọmọ ọdún 9 sùn ó fẹ́ Àyíṣà ní ọmọ ọdún 6 ó sì bá sùn ní ọmọ ọdún 9 which is abomination in our own land which is abomination in Yorùbá land which is abomination in our Odùduwà land kéèyàn fẹ́ ọmọ ọdún 6 kó sì bá sùn ní ọmọ ọdún 9 that's exactly what Ànábì I have the proof ilé òkè tí bá pa fi ń gbé Ànábì jẹ́ Ànábì bá ọmọ ó fẹ́ Àyíṣà lọ́mọ ọdún 6 ó sì bá sùn lọ́mọ ọdún 9 it is part of the Sharia law tá a bá dẹ̀ gbàgbé ní nǹkan bí ọdún sẹ́yìn bàbá kan nílẹ̀ Haúsá at age of 70 ó lọ fẹ́ ọmọ 13 years kódà wọ́n tún tẹ àìfì jáde àwọn èèyàn kan sì ní àìfì yẹn lọ́wọ́ wọ́n tún tẹ àìfì yẹn jáde bàbá at 70 kó lọ fẹ́ ọmọ 13 years ẹ mú ògidì gbogbo ẹ náà ní gbẹ náà ló dá alágbọ Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí wọ́n gé wa lórí o níta ṣe gbọ́dọ̀ jà fúnra Yorùbá lélẹ̀ o níta ṣe gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ kí àwọn Fúlàní yìí tí wọ́n pera wọn lọ́mọ Yorùbá tó jẹ́ pé wọn kì í ṣe Yorùbá níta ṣe gbọ́dọ̀ gbà kí wọ́n kó wa mẹ́rù rẹ̀ a gbọ́dọ̀ rí pé a dúró tí n tó jẹ́ ẹ̀tọ́ wa Olódùmarè yóò wà pẹ̀lú wa lágbà Ọlọ́run Yorùbá wọn ni ó wù ní ká jẹrọ pẹ́lẹ́nu àmọ́ fọlọ́ fún ọ̀nà ni ò jẹ́ oníyanṣẹ́ ọlọ́bẹ̀ ṣe ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá mi jẹ́ náà ẹ̀kọ́ ẹ̀dùn mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín pé àjọṣetò mi títí di ọ̀la ẹ tún jọ́ ìmúlò lágbọ̀rọ̀ nígbàgbé kẹ́ bá mi subscribe sí orí Omoboriowo Media bẹ́ẹ̀ sì ni a new channel mi Ayékòótọ́ TV ibẹ̀ láti ń sọ ọ̀rọ̀ tó bá jọ mọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ òṣèlú tó bá jọ mọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà á fi bẹ̀yẹn ṣe general platform kò sí tá a lè sọ ńbẹ̀ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá rí mi ńbẹ̀ tẹ́ bá rí pé mo ṣe má sọ pé Omoboriowo sí Yorùbá nation mọ́ ó ti gbàbọ̀dé kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o àmọ̀mọ̀ ya channel yẹn sọ́tọ̀ kálá náà ká lè ṣe kìnìún ká lè mítọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn nǹkan táwọn èèyàn ń gbé wa nítorí pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn míì wà tí wọ́n nífẹ̀ẹ́ wa ṣùgbọ́n tí wọn ò ṣe Yorùbá nation yín ò ní ká mú wọn lọ́tà yín ò lè sọ wípé wọn ò ní padà wá ṣe Yorùbá nation nígbà tá a bá fàájú wọn mọ́ra àwọn ní channel yìí wà fún mo pè ní Ayékòótọ́ TV ẹ lọ bá wa wò ń bẹ̀ náà general platform la fi ṣe kò sí program tí yìí lè ṣe ń bẹ̀ ẹ lè rí mi kí n support olóṣèlú ẹ lè rí mi kí n sọ pé olóṣèlú ṣe dáadáa program ta mọ̀mọ́ fi Ayékòótọ́ channel fún nìyẹn ṣùgbọ́n lórí Omoboriowo Media pọ́nbélé fún ìran Yorùbá àti fún ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá àti fún tó bá jọ mọ́ nǹkan Yorùbá ni mo sọ́lẹ̀ lónìí torí pé tó bá dọ̀la tẹ́ bá rí mi tá a bá ń ṣe program tó jọ mọ́ òṣèlú ẹ mọ̀ rò pé níṣẹ́ ni Omoboriowo níṣẹ́ ló ti gbà wọlé o ìran Yorùbá mo dúró tán mi ò sì ní iṣẹ́ àyàfi tá a bá tún gba Yorùbá nation a máa ṣe ní pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́ a máa fi fojú àwọn èèyàn mọ́ra tó gbogbo yóò fi bọ̀ sípò tí àánú tá ń bèrè fún tí ó fi jẹ́ tiwa. I believe in what I'm doing. If you believe in what you are doing also too, you have to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and I've been sure that one day definitely your prayer will answer. Kí dẹ̀ ni prayer wa ni pé Yorùbá nation must come to pass. And that is my prayer. And then I would gbàdúrà pé it will always come to pass. Ó náà ni mo sọ pé wọ́n nílẹ̀kùn tá a bá ń kàn kàn tá a bá dúró tó tó bá pẹ́ títí ilẹ̀kùn ọ̀hún yóò sì jẹ́ sísí. Olódùmarè yóò wà pẹ̀lú wa, ara ànúgbà. Ibí yìí ni màá ti dúró fún ètò tòní, torí pé láàrin wákàtí kan sí àtúnṣe padà bọ́ǹta lórí Yorùbá World Media. Báwo ètò wa tá a máa ń ṣe fún wa ní gbogbo alẹ́ ọjọ́ Sátọ̀dẹ̀, Ọlọ́run yóò ràn wá lọ́wọ́, ara ànúgbà, àánú yóò sì dúró tì wá. Èmi àti láwùjọ lọ ọdún ìjà pẹ̀lú ayọ̀ àti àlàáfíà, torí pé Yorùbá wọn ni gbogbo ọmọ tí àkàrà bá kó ọ̀pọ̀ òun náà ni kó jáde. Gbogbo ayọ̀ àti ìdùnnú tá a kó wọ ọdún 2025 òun náà látún kó jáde pẹ̀lú àlékún láṣẹ Olódùmarè. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tó jẹ́ pé ọjọ́ ìbí yín January ló bọ́ sí, mo kí pẹ̀kú ọjọ́ ìbí o, ẹ̀kú ọdún ẹ̀kú yèdún, ẹ̀mí yóò ṣe ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọdún láyé o láṣẹ Olódùmarè. Ó dìgbà kan náà kí èmi àti yín kájọ fi ire àti àánú kájọ fi pàdé. Ayọ̀ àti ìdùnnú náà ni yóò sì máa jẹ́ lọ́kàn wa o. Títí dìgbà ọ̀hún, ó dìgbà ayọ̀ ni kó jẹ́ tèmi àti yín, kí èmi àti yín ká pàdé láyọ̀, ká má ṣe lòdì lẹ́yìn ara wa. Ó dìgbà.
If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing so you won't miss out any of our latest video.